Welcome to Wormhole to Cosmos. Today, we explore NASA's OSIRIS-REx mission's groundbreaking discovery. Asteroid Bennu samples contain the building blocks of life. Discovering Bennu's secrets. Meteorites hold clues about the early solar system and the origins of life. This research comes from the OSIRIS-REx mission, a NASA-led project that successfully brought back uncontaminated samples from the asteroid Bennu. These pristine samples allow scientists to study carbon-rich material exactly as it exists in space. Bennu samples are rich in carbon, nitrogen, and ammonia, with more than found in asteroid Ryugu and most meteorites. They also contain amino acids, formaldehyde, carboxylic acids, and all 5 DNA and RNA nucleobases. The even mix of amino acid types suggests life's left-handed chirality didn't come from space. These organic molecules likely formed through low-temperature reactions in ammonia-rich environments, pointing to Bennu's origins in the outer solar system. Asteroids like Bennu preserve the chemical history of the early solar system. They contain organic molecules that could have contributed to life on Earth. However, meteorite samples often get contaminated when they land here. To avoid this, the OSIRIS-REx mission collected Bennu samples in space under controlled conditions. Bennu's carbon-rich composition and signs of past water activity make its samples a rare chance to study unaltered organic material, helping us understand the origins of life's building blocks. The OSIRIS-REx spacecraft collected Bennu samples using a device called TAGSAM, touch-and-go sample acquisition mechanism. This system gently touched Bennu's surface, collected material, and sealed it in a container to prevent contamination. The samples were then brought back to Earth and analyzed in specialized labs designed to keep them as pristine as possible. Scientists used advanced tools to study Bennu's composition, including mass spectrometry to identify and measure tiny amounts of chemicals like amino acids and ammonia, microscopy to see the fine structure of the particles, chromatography to separate complex mixtures and identify individual organic molecules. By combining these methods, researchers could uncover detailed information about Bennu's chemical makeup, helping us understand its history and the role it may have played in delivering life's building blocks to Earth. Ammonia concentrations in meteorite samples. This experiment involves quantifying ammonia concentrations in meteorite samples to investigate their potential role in delivering prebiotic compounds to early Earth. Ammonia levels in space rocks. This graph shows how much ammonia, a key ingredient for life's building blocks, is found in samples from Bennu, Ryugu, and other meteorites. The colors show different extraction methods used to measure ammonia. Blue bars, hot water extractions from Bennu and Murchison, this study. Red bars, hot water extractions from Ryugu and Orgay, previous studies. Yellow bar, cold water extraction from Orgay. Green bars, water and solvent extractions from other meteorites like Tagish Lake and Renazo. Bennu's blue bar is high, showing 13,000 nanomoles per gram of ammonia, 12 times more than Murchison and 75 times more than Ryugu. Orgay's bars are the tallest, with up to 40,000 nanomoles per gram. The extraction method affects the results. Hot water pulls out more ammonia than cold water. Bennu's high ammonia levels suggest it formed in a cold region of the solar system, hinting that asteroids like it may have delivered key chemicals for life to early Earth. Detection of organic compounds in Bennu's samples. This experiment identifies and maps the distribution of organic molecules within samples from asteroid Bennu, providing insights into the potential delivery of life's building blocks to early Earth. Organic molecules. Experiment 2 shows the results of experiments where scientists analyzed Bennu's samples to uncover what kinds of organic molecules are present. They used a technique called mass spectrometry, which identifies molecules based on their mass and charge. The goal was to see how many different organic compounds Bennu holds and compare them with samples from Ryugu and the Murchison meteorite. These organic molecules are the building blocks of life, so understanding them helps us piece together how life's chemistry may have started in the solar system. Beyond ammonia, Bennu's samples revealed an astonishing diversity of organic molecules. Around 7,320 unique molecular formulas were identified. For comparison, Ryugu had about 7,768, while the Murchison meteorite topped the list with 10,293. These molecules include complex organics like polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, amines, and even nitrogen-rich compounds essential for life. Mass spectrum. Think of this like a sound wave, but instead of sound, it shows different molecules. Each spike is a different molecule. Ryugu, orange line, has taller spikes than Bennu, black line, meaning Ryugu has stronger signals for certain molecules. However, Bennu still shows a wide variety of molecules, suggesting rich chemical diversity. Zoomed-in view. This is like zooming in with a magnifying glass to see small details. It focuses on one section of the mass spectrum, showing that Bennu has lots of nitrogen-rich molecules, which are important for life. Bubble charts. Each dot is a different molecule. The bigger the dot, the more of that molecule was found. Bennu's chart has more nitrogen-rich molecules than Ryugu, but fewer than Murchison. The pie charts summarize the types of molecules in each sample. Middle three graphs, mass-to-charge ratio, MZ graphs. These show how heavy the molecules are. The patterns help scientists figure out what kinds of molecules are in each sample. Bennu shows a broad range of molecular weights, meaning it has a rich mix of simple and complex molecules. Bottom three graphs, oxygen atom bar graphs. These bars show how many oxygen atoms are in the molecules. More oxygen atoms can mean more complex chemistry. Bennu's bars show a variety of oxygen counts, suggesting it has undergone different chemical reactions over time. Bennu's chemistry is rich and full of nitrogen-based molecules, suggesting it formed in a cold part of the solar system where these compounds could survive. This mix of organic molecules could have been part of what helped life get started on Earth. Detection of amino acids in Bennu's samples. This experiment identifies and analyzes the presence of amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, in samples retrieved from Asteroid Bennu. Amino acids, Experiment 3, shows how scientists identified different amino acids in Bennu's samples using a technique called liquid chromatography mass spectrometry, LCMS. This process separates and detects molecules, allowing researchers to find specific amino acids that are essential building blocks of life. They compared Bennu's results with a blank sample to rule out contamination and a standard sample as a reference. C2 amino acid, glycine. This graph shows a tall spike for glycine, the simplest amino acid. The spike in Bennu's sample is much higher than in the blank, confirming it's genuinely from Bennu. C3 amino acids, beta-alanine, D-alanine, L-alanine. 3 spikes appear representing different forms of alanine and beta-alanine, both important amino acids. Again, the Bennu sample shows strong signals compared to the blank. This graph shows how much of certain C4 amino acids were found in Bennu's sample, compared to a blank control and a standard reference. Top row, Bennu sample, big peaks for amino acids like gamma-ABA, D-beta-ABA, L-beta-ABA, and alpha-AIB. These peaks mean Bennu's sample has a lot of these amino acids. Middle row, blank sample, tiny or no peaks, which means no contamination. The Bennu results are real. Bottom row, standard sample. Strong peaks matching the Bennu sample, confirming the amino acids are correctly identified. Bennu's sample contains important C4 amino acids, supporting the idea that asteroids like Bennu could have carried building blocks of life to early Earth. This graph shows how much of certain C5 amino acids were found in Bennu's sample compared to a blank sample control and a standard reference. Top graph, Bennu sample, tall peak for L-valine, L-val, equals lots of L-valine in Bennu's sample. Smaller peaks for other amino acids, D-IVA, L-IVA, S, 3-APA, R3-APA, and D-val. Middle graph, blank sample. Tiny peak for L-valine, meaning no contamination in the test. Bottom graph, standard sample. Same peaks as Bennu's sample, confirming the amino acids are real and correctly identified. Bennu's sample has important C5 amino acids, especially L-valine. Detection of ammonia and formaldehyde in Bennu's sample. This figure shows how scientists detected ammonia and formaldehyde in Bennu's samples using micro-laser mass spectrometry. This figure shows how scientists detected ammonia, NH3, and formaldehyde H2C equals O in samples from the asteroid Bennu using a special technique called micro-laser mass spectrometry, MUL2MS. Mass spectrum, left graph. The x-axis, mass charge or MZ, shows different molecules based on their size. The y-axis, integrated signal in volts, shows how much of each molecule is present. Taller peaks, more of that molecule. Key peaks identified, NH3, ammonia, a tall peak showing a strong presence of ammonia, H2C equals O, formaldehyde, another clear peak confirming it's present in Bennu's sample, Na, sodium, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, and K, potassium, smaller peaks indicating trace amounts of these elements. Optical image, top right photo, a zoomed-in image of a grain from Bennu's sample. The yellow box shows the specific area scientists analyzed to detect the molecules. Ammonia distribution map, bottom right image. This colorful image maps where ammonia NH3 is concentrated in the sample. Brighter colors, yellow and red, equals more ammonia. Darker areas, blue, equals less ammonia. Key takeaway, Bennu's sample contains ammonia and formaldehyde, both of which are crucial for prebiotic chemistry, the kind of chemistry that helps form the building blocks of life. Mapping organic molecules in Bennu and other space rocks. Compares amines, amino acids, and carboxylic acids in Bennu and other meteorites. Distribution of organic molecules in Bennu and other space rocks. This graph compares the amounts of amines, amino acids, and carboxylic acids in Bennu's sample with other meteorites like Ryugu, Orgale, Murchison, Tarda, and GRA 95229. Pie charts. Each circle represents a space rock sample. Orange equals amines, molecules with nitrogen, important for prebiotic chemistry. Green equals amino acids, building blocks of life. Blue equals carboxylic acids, important for metabolism in living things. The bigger the circle, the more total organic material found in that sample. The numbers. 7,210 nanomoles per gram show the total amount of organic molecules in nanomoles per gram. Axes, position of each circle. X-axis, bulk carbon percent, shows how much carbon is in the sample. Y-axis, bulk nitrogen percent, shows how much nitrogen is present. They used advanced chemical techniques like liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry. First, they dissolved the samples in water to extract organic molecules. Then, they separated the molecules based on their properties, like size and charge. Finally, they used mass spectrometry to identify and measure the amounts of each molecule with great precision. Bennu has high carbon and nitrogen content, with a good mix of amines, amino acids, and carboxylic acids. Murchison has the largest total amount of organics, mostly carboxylic acids. Ryugu and Tarda also have significant amounts, but with different compositions. This graph helps scientists see how organic molecules are distributed across different space rocks. Explanation of the graph, amino acid composition, and chirality in Bennu and other meteorites. This graph examines the relative abundance of amino acids and the chirality, left versus right-handedness, of isovaline in samples from Bennu and other meteorites. It helps scientists understand how amino acids formed and evolved in space, and whether they played a role in the development of life on Earth. Relative abundance of amino acids. Top graph, y-axis. Left. Shows how much of each amino acid is present compared to glycine. Glycine equals 1. Y-axis. Right log scale. The total amino acid concentration in nanomoles per gram. Nmol per gram. Bars. Different amino acids are shown in different colors. Ala-gly. Orange. Beta. Ala-gly. Red. Alpha-AIB gly. Light blue. Iva-gly. Dark blue. Black symbols, squares, hexagons, triangles, represent total amino acid concentrations. Bennu has amino acids, but in lower amounts compared to many meteorites. Glycine, alanine, and beta-alanine dominate in most samples. Murchison and Orgay have much higher total amino acid concentrations than Bennu. L-isovaline excess. Bottom graph y-axis shows the percentage excess of left-handed, L-isovaline over right-handed, D-isovaline. Symbols represent different meteorites, color-coded by type. Bennu and Ryugu have little to no preference for left or right-handed isovaline, close to 0 on the y-axis. Some meteorites show a clear preference for left-handed isovaline, suggesting chemical processes in space may have influenced the handedness of amino acids before life began. What kind of experiment is this? This is a liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry experiment used to detect, quantify, and analyze the chirality of amino acids in meteorite samples. Extracted amino acids from Bennu and other meteorite samples using water. Separated the different amino acids using liquid chromatography, a technique that sorts molecules by size and structure. Measured their amounts using mass spectrometry, which identifies molecules based on their mass. Analyzed chirality to see if there was a preference for left or right-handed amino acids. This experiment helps scientists understand whether space-based chemistry influenced the molecules that led to life on Earth. The fact that Bennu and Ryugu don't show a preference for left-handed amino acids challenges the idea that meteorites directly influenced life's left-handed bias. The OSIRIS-REx mission's analysis of Bennu's samples has revealed that organic molecules critical to life's origins are abundant and diverse in space. These findings confirm that Bennu holds ammonia, amino acids, carboxylic acids, and nucleobases, key ingredients for life as we know it. Bennu's rich chemical composition suggests that the building blocks of life could have been delivered to Earth by asteroids during the planet's early history. The presence of both simple and complex organic molecules formed through natural processes in space supports the theory that life's chemical foundation may have cosmic origins. Moreover, the lack of a clear preference for left-handed amino acids in Bennu's samples indicates that this trait likely developed on Earth rather than being inherited from space. This insight reshapes our understanding of how life's molecular structures evolved. In the bigger picture, Bennu's samples provide a glimpse into the chemistry of the early solar system, offering valuable clues about how organic molecules formed and spread throughout the cosmos. This knowledge not only deepens our understanding of Earth's history, but also enhances the possibility that life's ingredients could exist elsewhere in the universe, waiting to spark life under the right conditions. Thank you for watching and spending your time with Wormhole to Cosmos. Stay up to date with the latest cosmic discoveries Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and join us on the next adventure. The universe is full of mysteries, and who knows? The next big discovery might just change everything we thought we knew. See you next time.